Hi, Tim.
Who are
How
you?
you doing?
Is that late?
Everybody hear us okay? Okay.
Okay, are we good, Ken?
Yep, let me pull up the.
Everything is good to go?
Yep, opening up the agenda.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock. I'd like to call the Charlestown, working and legislative meeting together to order, tonight, together. Tonight, both meetings are being put together due to the holiday schedules this, month. So and there is an agenda, and I guess I need to start saying who we are because of the last meeting, people didn't know who we were. So, we have Rob, he's the vice president. Kim is our assistant, town administrator. Myself, I'm Renee Capano. We have Tom, there's Richard, there's Ken. Kathy's back here behind the camera. So, I guess we need to start doing that so people know who we are. Okay, if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ken, could you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
And I guess I missed Julie. Julie, you're online too, so. I didn't mean to keep you out.
Julie's on the line.
She is on the line. Before we start, I just wanted to say, I'm having trouble with email. I looked, I don't have contacts saved on my Outlook, but something got into it and started sending emails out. I got a call. Every once in a while I get it from in here, and that's just because they're perusing the web page. But I got a call from Angela down at the Wellwood, and it was it has my name, it has my email on it. Hey, I'm sending this to you, and it was an Excel spreadsheet. I need you to review it, and it wants you to log in to it. So
That's yeah.
I don't have access right now. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, and I tried doing it online and it's not letting me log on. So I'm hoping it's just a freaky thing. I know, Julie, you said you were working on it, or I was told you were working on it, but I don't know if I need to get a new email address or what's going on. She's frozen.
Yeah. Did she review it?
Yeah.
And send back notes?
I got that.
Okay.
You put that.
I was just talking about my email, Julie, and I know you said, Ken told me you were looking at it. I don't know if I have to get a new email because it was weird, because I don't save contacts in that. It's just, I type in a letter and it's something that I see. So I don't know what's going on, but the fact that somebody on the outside got an email from me to open up stuff is, probably not a good thing. So I'm just letting you know, don't send me anything by email right now because I can't see it. Approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for October 14th and October 28th.
Is there any discussion for that? Is there a second?
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable for this period are $142,898. There's no big exceptional things on this. This is just sort of normal period expenses. Of the $142,898, $6,479 will be returned to us via grants.
How much is the amount? I'm sorry, my
It's
phone would be-
$142,898.98.
Is there a motion to approve?
I will approve the amount of $142,800.98. Expenses for period.
Well, it's this quarter or this period. We do it by month.
Monthly.
Month of, I guess that would be October. Didn't get the, no.
Oh.
And then it's $60.
$6,471 and grants.
And that covers from day after the last meeting day. Is that all?
Thank you.
Is there a second?
I second motion to pay the bills of October for $142,800.98.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Since you guys are here, we'll start with you. We'll just skip ahead.
Oh, okay. It was her last first. Wait, before he starts that, I just wanted to show you two pictures here of what the park used to look like. I don't know if there's many of you that has ever seen that. One's from the water view and one's from the, while he's talking, you can look.
My
Like
name
with-
is Sonny Diamante. My wife is Jeanette Armour. We grew up in Charlestown in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. We both went to school in this building, first 4 grades. We were married in the church across the street, and we have family buried in the cemetery. Many years, our generation thought about doing something with the ice house. It had sat empty for a long time. We thought we'd do something with it. Well, and I think it was 2018, we came to the commissioners and asked them if we could turn it into a little museum. The commissioners at that time were Carl Fockler, Joe Letts, Jeff Fields, Lou Moore, and the town administrator was Will Pompei. We got their approval, we got their encouragement. The deal was that we'd take care of the inside and the town would take care of the outside. We hired an electrician to electrify the ice house. His name was Bobby Blankenship. There was no cost to the town for any of that work. We had to rebuild some walls inside that had been torn down for I don't know what reason. They had been using it for storage of some kind. And they had to buy some lumber from a little sawmill up in Oxford. I got the same kind of lumber that the ice house was made of. It's 1 inch thick, rough cut, at 12 inches wide and 12 foot long. There had been some lumber. Well, the side shed of the ice house had been rebuilt by somebody, not us. And they had thrown the scrap lumber inside the ice house. So I was able to use some of that to rebuild the interior walls. Some of it was painted on one side. I flipped it over and put it up in the inside. So we're able to use some of it. Stevie Lewis, some of you may know him. He built us a pier inside the ice house. And one of the reasons for those pictures is to show you back in the 50s and 40s, 50s, and 60s, there were 3 or 4 little, I'll call them finger piers that went out into the river in front of the ice house, in front of where the boat ramp is now. And the local fishermen, and that was all of us at that time, had their little boats tied up there. Bushwhack boats for the hunting, rowboats for fishing, and smaller boats to tender boats to get out to the cabin boats that were moored out in front. The ice house was originally built in 1890 by a man named Perry Barnes. He had a 99-year lease on that lot. Now, I don't know the lot number, but we do know he had a lease on it. He and his four brothers were commercial fishermen and also commercial duck hunters. He lived in the house on the corner of Market and Cecil with a stone wall around it. That was Perry Barnes' house. He built that before 1890. Ice was harvested from the river right in front of the ice house, and we have a lot of pictures in the ice house to show how that was done. The ice was the river was perfectly clear, clear water, so the ice was crystal clear that came out of the Northeast River at that time. He used the ice mainly as a packing for his fish and ducks. In the springtime, he would catch tons and tons of fish, herring and shad and perch and rockfish, and pack it in barrels with the fresh ice from the ice house, put it on horse cart, take it to the railroad station. I hope you know where the railroad station was, the Wisa Lane. And we have newspaper reports. They're posted down there of him sending 100 barrels of fish to Baltimore or Philadelphia or to New York. This was a regular occurrence every spring. And the same thing is true for the ducks. They harvested the ducks in the fall and would pack them in barrels and send them to the cities, New York. And we have a picture in the ice house of a picking facility in New York, where the ducks would be sent up there and they would pick them and then put them on the meat markets or fish market type thing that they have in the cities. It's interesting, a pair of ducks, canvasback ducks in 1890, 1900 was worth $5 a pair. Most people were making $1 a day. He would send 100 ducks to New York in any one day of the hunting season. So he was making out quite well. We had a lot of friends from Charlestown that helped us with the ice house, and we've accumulated a lot of additional items, or we'll call them artifacts, from townspeople, from Northeast Museum, Havre de Grace Museum. Gave us some things in addition to what we found when we cleaned out the ice house. There were many artifacts left over, and they're still in there. Thinking of ice picks and ice tongs and anchors and fish nets, a few odd decoy bodies, or a couple of guns in there. They're not functional, but they're still there. And since then, we've added a sink box. You know what that is? Used for the duck hunting, and that's what they used to slaughter so many ducks at that time. The history of the ice house is also the history of the Barnes family, and by extension, the history of a lot of people in Charlestown at that time. I'm thinking of the Murphys and the Heislers, the Blacks and the Grahams. They were also fishermen and market hunters. Many of our visitors know nothing about Charlestown. Other people come and they have a lot of memories of Charlestown back in the 50s and 60s. We've had some donations. The foundation of the ice house is about 15 inches high above ground, and it's a big step for some people. So one lady donated money, and we bought a step stool, so it's half that distance to the interior. As I said, Northeast gave us the sink box. They also donated a ice saw. We have a lot of picks and tongs and that, but we didn't have a saw, so they had one that they donated to us. Bonnie Giraldi, you may know Trey, her son, gave us some fishnets that had belonged to Craig Jackson. Craig Jackson lived in the Klondike house, and he was a commercial fisherman also. Donnie Comegys gave us some lantern buoys that were put on the ends of the nets to mark them at nighttime. Donnie Comegys was the grandson of Walter Murphy, who lived at the corner of Bladen and Calvert, Bladen and Frederick. John McMullen gave us a compass from Harry Barnes's Bug-Eye boat. So this goes back to the 1800s. And then his brother, Mickey McMullen, gave us some decoys and patterns from Ralph Murphy's hunting rig. Ralph Murphy was related to the McMullens. He was a step grandfather. We have other donations, oars and anchors and tongs. And talking to a man last month when we had it open, he's going to donate a couple of oars and a sculling oar. It's has historical value, and that would come from the Murphy rig. So my point being, the ice house is not just an ice house. It's has a lot of other history with it, and history of the barns is related to a lot of the other families who began the town of Charlestown. We're open the third Sunday of every month, 2 to 4. That's in conjunction with the Tory House. And also, anytime anybody wants to get in, they can just call us, and we're happy to show it off, really. And I guess we're open when the town requests whatever. Thank you.
In addition to telling you about the lady that donated the money for the stool, we were also able to, with the same amount of money, we bought a ramp for disabled people, and it's portable. So anytime that you feel you need anything like that, we do have one down there. Thankful we have not had to use it, but we do have one. And even down at the Tory House, it's for anybody that wants to use it. I have here, my original request was that anything that we had on loan to us, that we document it. I have pictures of it, and I have on the front my name and my children's names in case I'm not here, whatever, because I'm very old. And I have pictures and for you to keep on your file. I'll just hand that to you and you can do it once. And I don't need it back. But that I have copies, and my kids have copies, and now it's official.
Okay.
It's here.
I also want to add to your history. It was Prosper Boudard that built
The side building. Yes.
Okay. You said you didn't know who did it.
Well, I remember now.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think that's great that everybody's doing that. So I just wanted to make sure that I added that.
And another thing, inside, it's a historical building. Okay. So the pier is built. So all you have to do is go. It's not in cement or anything like that. You can take it right out. and it will not affect any of the ground or anything like that. And nobody walks on the ground but us because it's dirt. And we put sawdust over to mimic the that they used to put down. But, you know, we look at the safety of everything. So I was just talking to Kathy, and she was telling me that there's a small grant received to put
Well,
this.
actually, I have information about that.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
We have the money for ours. And I've had it for a year and nobody's contacted me about doing them.
Right.
And like I told Kathy, I have promised the money ours and the money Larry for his two places. His house is historical, and of course the club is historical. He'll pay for
Mhm.
his, and so will Ken Confluner.
Complong. Yeah.
He'll pay for his. So we've got
Right.
four paid.
Okay. Well, because my wife is as part of Colonial Charlestown.
Okay.
Her
You're Audrey's.
yes,
Okay.
Audrey Edwards' daughter.
Yes.
And what the proposal is, was a grant available for historical markers. And Pamela went to Chris Williamson when he was here, and they wrote the grant together and applied for it, and they got $4,000. So the plan is, and we're going to need your help on this because you're the experts about that.
Right.
But the plan is to put a historical marker that resembles that with, and there's a graphic artist, and I don't know whether she's in Port Deposit or she's in Perryville, one of those two towns that does this stuff. And so we need the information that would be the pertinent information since you're only open, just like the Torrey House, they're going to do one at the Torrey House and one there. We want to have information for people
And like I said, I've got mine all written.
that can come up and read that when the museum's not open. So that's the plan. Now I have to talk to the town a little bit because these are somewhat expensive. We can pay for the $4,000, but the installation, we'd like to see if Bobby and the guys could install the two signs, one at the
It
Torrey
would be
House.
just like installing those benches.
Yeah. So
That
that's
they do that, they ought to be able to do that.
yeah.
The thing that I just kind of want to do, back in the day, somebody by the Nancy Swim or something like that, she painted that picture that is down in the Torrey House of what it looked like down there on by the Old Town Pier and up on that bluff there where Hilda Cramp used to live, and where that was all warehouses and
Mhm.
things like that. And she was told, they went out on a boat one day and Heist told her the history from beginning to end of that area. And this is what she came up with in her mind and
Mhm.
painted it. And it is what you would think it would really look like. And I would hope that they would say, okay, you're standing here and you look up there, and that's what used to be there instead of that brick house, because people do not have a great imagination. And that's what I'm,
Mhm.
did you need us back?
Yeah.
And this is what I would like to put to this. Then I'll save this till I talk to.
Yeah, give me your phone number or email or something, and so Pamela can, you got it, okay, great.
Yes, we definitely want input into the sign that goes in front of.
Well, because this grant coincides with the 250th anniversary of America, so we have to get on it
I'm ready.
right away.
I am ready. And I think since I've got the money for ours,
Yeah,
we do buy two that aren't for down there.
Okay,
And pay
yeah.
for the third, to get a third one going.
okay.
At the
Well,
same time,
that's-
it'd be cheaper.
That
To order
is,
3-2.
that you got to work that out
I will.
probably with Colonial Charlestown, because they're sort of the instigators
Yes.
Right.
of putting
And
up
I
those
will.
signs, but yeah. that's
But I
great.
did, just to save, I did go
Mhm.
over a year, maybe it's almost 2 years now, and I took my
Mhm.
same draft and everything, and
Right.
there hasn't been anything since.
Yeah, well,
But-
they haven't always had great motivators there. Now they do.
Well, I find it hard to stand still.
When are
Okay,
these pictures?
beg your pardon?
What year?
40s.
The 40s?
But it looked like that, clear up, till,
Those 70s.
till the house was burned down. And that is, I'm a Heisler, and that's where we played all the time.
Do you know the date the Veterans Park was built? The pavilion,
It was in.
the house in that picture. It's right where the pavilion is
Okay.
sitting now.
And I just thought it's kind of neat to look to see what it looked like. You know, what we all have a memory. On the side of the ice house facing the ramp, when it rains really bad, we have a leak. We're very lucky that it doesn't hurt any of the stuff, but it does make a nasty looking sawdust and a smell. So I'm going to give you these, and maybe you could have somebody look at regrading just that little bit of area. These over somebody said, I don't need them back. When we started this, we said we were going to do open it for whenever you needed it. Well, we invited the Charlestown kids up, and they came down. They made it a lunch date. They all walked down. There was 35, I think, and they all walked down and they brought their lunch. They took it. Half went one time, the other half went on tour of the ice house. It was the most rewarding thing I think I've been a part of.
Oh, nice.
They were the sweetest things, and Sonny had put some change in the sand. Well, I'm telling you, you might have thought it was real the way they went after it and all. They were so polite. And I talked to a mother a couple months afterwards. She said her child gone, and how interesting they said it was.
Oh, good.
So I just wanted you to know we are doing
Yeah.
what we promised.
Yeah, that's
And I
great.
think it was a pretty good thing. This probably doesn't fit to everybody, but as he was saying, we revolved from an ice house to a little bit of everything. And it's so educational, it all ties in. And we thought we would kind of change it from Charlestown's waterman history a bit, because it's got a bit of everything. And I didn't know whether that would be a good thing or not. And we are open this Sunday. I know I'm not supposed to, but we just installed the compass, and we're kind of wanting to show it off. And we have, the last time we were open, we had, nobody ever calls me to see how many I had or anything. We had 6, and they were all out of towners, but had come in back in their day. And the other thing I did, I had a big sign made, and that we're open 2 to 4 the day that we're open. And I take it over to the Wellwood and put it in their big planners so that people come out and they want something to do, they come over. And we did have, that's where we had 6 from. And this is for you. It's, we had the ice house open last January, and we had 40 some people attend, and it was cold. And the thing that I was so pleased with, I don't know if you know Mike Dixon. He is the Cecil County's historical guru. And he came and he wrote a article on it. And it was pretty good. And I just think I'm very proud of it. And I wanted you to know that we're doing what we said we were again, and we're making a success. I just want to talk about I'm finished the ice house. I just wanted to talk about the graveyard. Do you have something that looks like this?
What is that?
It is a history of all the burials. Ice and Darlene McCall researched back in the day. They went down to Annapolis. They've gone every place that you can look to verify where they're buried. There's only 6 people on this list that are buried 3 and 1 and 1 and 3 and 2. Okay, and I don't know. You'd have to take copies.
Which cemetery? Which cemetery?
This is for all of them. This is for all of them.
So lot
1, 2, and this one.
Lot number 1, you have that list too?
There's 3 people that we know of there. And I sent them, I think I put them on the, it's those 3 people.
There's a lot more than 3.
Okay, you said it, and please, I'm not finding fault. I'm just curious. I just read yesterday, I just read the article. It was in the paper, and I was real tickled. And with what I know,
Yeah,
I just didn't, when you said there's most likely hundreds of people.
I never said that.
Thank God.
I never said that.
Thank God.
I said there could be a lot. and that turned into that, but I did not say.
And
that.
that's why I said I wanted to ask
And the
because,
program, it really wasn't described. This, because we are the maintainers of the cemetery.
Mhm.
This is also our records that we have, but we can also add things to this. So we can add photos, we can add all that kind of stuff. What we're doing right now is that we have, it was just finished, is the ground penetrating of seeing what's out there between the three cemeteries. And then once we have all that, then we can move to the actual program to have that.
right. I was sick for a year, so prior to that, I had verbal approval to put, crosses.
But it would be good to have that.
If you can take a copy of it,
Yes,
you get back to me.
we'll get a copy, I promise.
Because I felt bad that there wasn't any markers and I knew these 6 people. So Sonny made these. I don't know if you have anything for them or not.
Which one?
The 6 of them that we know of,
In the
We're talking
slave
about lot number
cemetery
one.
or lot one? Well, part of
1 and 2.
part of this is, because I also work at APG and talking to the cemetery caretakers down there, and I said it was on the hill. We're actually thinking and hoping some of the tombstones actually fell over and the dirt fell over on top of it.
Good.
But we don't know yet.
And my working with the cemetery here for a long while, they disintegrate rather than topple over and then they're gone. You know, they just crumble. There's a couple down at the Tory House, I think, but I can't put them to the person. And a lot of them you can't read
There's tombstones there?
down there. There's a couple down there.
Okay, for lot one.
See, I don't know whether it's lot 1 or lot 2. Most likely it's straight from down here, from this one. Because most people, until recently or in the last few years, they did not know of lot 1 and 2 because there's never been any talk about them. And I lived on Caroline Street area all my life. I left Charlestown when I was 50. And we were always told, verbal hearsay, you know,
Yes, I know.
that the cemetery on Caroline Street was black for the blacks. But that does not make sense because there was never a black person allowed to live in Charlestown. It was a nonverbal,
I know.
and they never did. There was one black person in the 40s, and he lived up there where you know where Gary Bott lives. You know where Gary Bott lives. That first house, as you turn left onto that Waza Lane, that first house there, it was there. And at that time, it was a dirt hill going up. And he lived there, and school kids took up collections every year and took, his name was Charlie Jones, and took food. No, Charlie John.
Although I live in the Indian Queen, and we have a black and white photograph from the 20s of Annie, the cook that lived above the kitchen
Mhm.
in the log cabin of our house. And she lived there for a number of years and was somewhat well known around Charlestown
Yeah. And
for
yeah,
smoking a corn cob pipe.
I've heard that one too. Audrey told me
Yeah.
about that. But there was also in the 1800s there were slaves that lived here. So,
True. But there would just, you know, there wouldn't have been.
and that's what I was told, that was a slave cemetery.
And we were always told, we never knew that, you know, it was just a black cemetery. And,
But we also researched in the first church in Charlestown was on
Over there.
in that lot on
In that
the
area.
Wiser Lane. And it's now woods, but
and it's,
in the 1700s.
it's documented in there. Heiss and Darling did all this research. They ended up in Annapolis. So I feel that they did as much research as you could do at this point without any new information. And I just didn't want you to go off the deep end. And I know that's here because this is where I got it from.
We have a lot for this one because Mick kept those records.
That's
And
right.
we
There's
have
no
this.
problem here. It was with the others.
It's the other two.
And
So,
like I say, they're registered there. So they were down in Annapolis, and that's the only, there's 6 that they had. So, you know, that's a help for you.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't know whether, you know, I didn't want to go do it automatically because I figured it's fast. We just thought they needed some recognition.
Yep.
Each
because
something.
I have heard since I've lived here that somebody, has the stones that are over, that were for the slave cemetery in a basement, that they picked them up.
Mm.
And they didn't want anything to happen to them, and they're in somebody's basement, but no one will ever tell me who that somebody
because
is.
it isn't true.
Okay,
What they did when we stopped being the county seat, it is said in all the history paper that I've had and read that when they moved to Baltimore, they took their houses down,
yes,
and the people that would come through, because this was the main highway, they stopped and picked up these pieces of granite, things like that, to take to Baltimore, for their steps or whatever.
okay,
Now, I think they did when I used to live at the house that was just torn down, guy down at Thorne's old place, all the stuff he owns it. I used to live there, and we always had a big square block at the end of our driveway, and it had to have come from somewhere like over there. And two people couldn't do it. Somebody had to do it and put it on a truck and bring it over. And it was always there all my time. I don't know where it went after we left. But that's where things might have gone. And there also, and I will look when I do the Lisa Across America, there were supposed to be some tombstones laid up against the church area in the back that they had pushed it over there.
now I do know over in lot 1, because I attended the VFW's memorial. And that's when I learned about, because their history that they did, that we have the one of the 3 that were killed in action is on lot 1.
It's not McCown, I know that. He was,
I have the brochure, I just can't think of it.
yeah, it's not him.
Renee. Is there,
And
is
you got it right on front.
Is
Who's
there-
in there?
there
Kathy.
business that has to be taken care of?
Kathy. Who's in number 1? I think it's on the
Okay,
Julie, Helen,
McCown.
Joseph Wirch, and Agnes Wang.
So it wouldn't have been Agnes. So it had to be Joseph Worth.
we have to move on. I'm
Okay.
being told, because we're, our engineers are online and we're paying
That's
them
okay.
to be
Go
here. But I do want to tell you that I do want to take videos of you guys down there, so that we can post the history and all that kind of stuff to get people. to
Anytime.
come.
We don't work.
Okay,
Do you say, are you doing anything like this for this sick?
can't answer it right now because we don't know who's all there yet. But yes, in the short answer, no, but yes.
Yes, I can put them in?
No,
No, okay.
you can bring them here.
I only brought one.
Okay. Yeah, until we know more, I
I
can't,
Okay.
yeah. And since I'm hearing there's more than what we think over on lot 1.
But no proof.
Huh?
No names or any proof.
Did you survey Caroline Street too?
Yes.
And how many did you find up there?
Oh, no, yeah.
We haven't got the report. That's what I'm saying. They only finished it 2 weeks ago. So
The
we
paper
haven't,
said there was a cemetery. on
Don't
Calvert
listen to it. And the other thing, she's doing
Street.
it.
Well-
No cemetery on Calvert.
Yeah, this messed up. The other thing is, we're talking about 400 years. Think about it. The only thing that would be most likely left would be teeth. If you know anything about biology. So there's something else. The wood would all, and most of them were pine boxes. That's soft. Ready to disintegrate. That I worried about, that somebody was trying to tell you something that wasn't
Mm.
true.
we had LiDAR done,
Yeah.
ground penetrating.
Leave this one here.
Okay.
And next time we're.
We had ground penetrating LiDAR done
Yeah.
on the cemeteries.
But think about it.
It would
400
also
years, you can't
show,
have any bones left or
it would
anything
show
else.
depression of the dirt though, if it was
I
disturbed.
hope they do. And there wasn't 200 people living in and around the vicinity.
I know. And like I said, I never said a number.
And that's a shame, because you're gonna get a bad rap. Well, she said this and she said that.
Never said a number.
Yeah,
It's on tape.
okay, but anyway, that is, I hope we have a ceremony and everything,
We can,
okay?
once we have all of our information,
Yeah.
we're just at the beginning stage of everything.
Right.
Okay,
Anything I can help with, I'll be glad to help.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Who's next?
A lot of good information.
Yes, it is.
Julie?
Mr. Sawyer.
Who do we want first?
They're together.
Okay.
Again, just in case of patients.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
And
Gonna
Mr.
defer to Tim. Tim is gonna go, he has a presentation regarding the 2024 audit.
Okay.
Thanks, Julie. Do you have the presentation there, or do you need me to share my screen and show it?
I don't have the presentation. If you want, I'll stop sharing it. You can have the screen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, it's all yours.
She wants us.
Okay. Everybody see the first slide?
We got it.
Sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're here tonight to go over the audit results for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2024. As Julie said, my name is Tim Sawyer. I'm the audit partner at Barbecue and Thornton and Company for your audit. So to jump in and kind of give you the results of the audit, so we issued unmodified opinions, which means we believe that your financial statements are fairly presented in accordance with United States generally accepted accounting principles. That's the basically what we call a clean opinion. So when in performing our audit, we followed the auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America, as well as government auditing standards, which is referred to as the Yellow Book. I'm happy to report that there were no findings to the audit. Just to point out, in the draft that we issued and in the final report, the auditor's report will be on pages 1 through 3. It does talk about management's responsibility for the financial statements, which is they're responsible for the preparation and fair presentation of those statements. As a non-audit service, we do assist with that preparation. Once we do that, we issue a draft, which management is reviewing, and then they ultimately accept responsibility for that by signing the management representation letter. Our responsibility is, of course, to express the opinion on the financial statements based on the audit and provide reasonable assurance on the audit, and that your statements are fairly presented. And like I said, with our opinions, we did that with the unmodified opinions. We can only provide reasonable assurance because we do not look at every single transaction. So again, that's the highest level that we can do. We do a lot of testing and sample-based selections within the audit. Give you a little bit of flavor on the audit approach. So we design our procedures to target areas of greater risk. In that risk assessment, that includes talking to individuals at various levels of the town, documenting the town's internal controls, performing analytical procedures where we review historical trend data. We look at budget to actual results in comparison of other actual data versus known facts. We'll review minutes, contracts and agreements that are also pertinent to the audit. We do our test of details. And this year, as part of the audit, we did a test of controls over expenditures where we look to make sure that the design and implementation of those internal controls is present and acting as designed. And I'm happy to report that we found no issues with our test of controls over expenditures. We look at your results for the year. So you have two funds, general fund and the utility fund. So the general fund, that's the governmental fund, where most of the activity is. The fund balance in the general fund increased by $20,534 from the prior year. And the utility fund net position went down by $196,352 from the prior year. And we'll get into a little more details in the next couple slides. In the general fund, your revenues for the year, so you had property taxes, other taxes, intergovernmental, which would be revenue from federal, state, and local governmental agencies, as well as rental income, and then some other miscellaneous income. You can see most of your revenue is fairly even from year to year, with the main little bit of a tick up in intergovernmental, and that was because of the recognition of some of the ARPA money that you had received, to increase that from 475 to 585 from the year before. If we look on the general fund expenditure side, your general government expenditures went down from 842 to 728. The main reason for that was more in the allocation of the overhead expenditures between where they're originally recorded and out to the other departments as well as the utility fund. So you can see Public Works and Parks and Rec, those expenditures went up because of those increased allocations. Public safety went down, but that was more of a factor of in 2023, you had a contribution to the fire company with the ARPA funds that was not there in 2024. On the utility side, if we look at the revenues, again, here your revenues are fairly even from year to year, with the exception of the connection charges, which of course is just going to really depend on any new construction within town. And so again, revenues fairly flat from year to year. And on the expenditure side, you can see here the G&A expenses. That's where that allocation from the general fund comes over with the shared expenses. So that went from 209 up to 345. So between that and then I mentioned you had $196,000 loss. The depreciation itself is 191,000. So you're kind of thinking a little bit just money in, money out type thing. You're about break even until you take into consideration that depreciation, which is the spread of your cost of your capital assets over their useful lives. Just a couple other comments on the audit or in the audit, pages 10 and 11 are what we consider the governmental wide statements. They're full accrual. So your general fund has some adjustments here where we end up recording the capital assets and all the debt related to it. Taking it from the modified accrual, which is the normal basis of accounting at the fund level. But when you do that, you're still overall good. You're about 3 million in a positive net position for the governmental fund, so you're in good shape there. The general fund budget, your original budget anticipated use of fund balance in the amount of about 395,000. While your actual results we mentioned before increased fund balance by 20,000, so you had over a $400,000 positive swing there. Budgeted revenues were about 1.3 million, actual revenues about 1.8, and your budgeted expenditures were at 1.7, and they also came in at about 1.8. So just a couple other things to touch on with other communications. I do like to tell you that we had full cooperation from management and members of the staff. So this is where I like to give Julie her due for working with us and getting us everything that we needed. And I'm sure you're probably aware, obviously, because we're going over the June 30th, 2024 results now. We obviously had some difficulties mainly related to the software conversion and some of the data that came over. So I know Julie had a really fun time dealing with that. So we did eventually get through it. So hopefully with that behind us now, everything will be back on track moving forward in the future. We also had no disagreements with management, and there were no waived entries, meaning any entries that we did propose were accepted and included in the final audit report. At this time, I'd like to open it up if anybody has any questions. I will also
Julie,
stop.
I want to thank you for helping us get through all this. And Tim, thank you so much for the audit. That means a lot that we are getting on track.
Thank you too, Richard.
And Richard, well, thank you.
Julie, you're the best.
Julie is the best.
And you put up
Oh,
with Richard?
stop.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
Does anybody
if I
else?
can just comment that 2025 fiscal year and 2025 will go a lot more smoothly. I've been working on that simultaneously with finishing up 2024. So we just have to schedule the audit with Tim, and we should be good to go.
and we can definitely get that done in the near future, and as far as scheduling and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you both for everything.
Okay, all right. If you do have any other questions, please let Julie or Ken know. They can get a hold of me and we can get you answers if you have any questions. Otherwise, hopefully look forward to presenting the 2025 results a lot sooner.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
And
Have a
Tim,
good night.
thanks for coming, even though you're out of town. I
Thank you.
really
I
appreciate
appreciate
that.
you letting me do this by Zoom, so.
Yeah, no
It
problem.
was,
Thanks.
it was good. Good to see everybody tonight, so. Have a good one. Good night.
Bye, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Dewberry?
I'm gonna sign off too, so we'll see you guys. If you have any questions, just email me.
Really.
Thank you.
Discussion about approving the money for the gap analysis for.
Okay.
Peter.
Is-
That's Charlie Penn's.
Considering what the heck she was dealt with. And
Oh, yeah.
No,
I
the
have to
crossover
admit-
was
wow.
arduous.
The crossover and all that, I think that it is great.
It's a town resident. That's Charlie Penn's. Like,
Charlie, did you want to discuss anything before we go any further? Okay. We try to let all that happen before we go into any further. For the Dewberry, I know we'll come back to the planning and historic appointment, but the Dewberry expenditures, did you
Yes.
want to talk about that?
so, Jessica was on the last meeting that we had talking about the gap analysis we needed to do for the MS4 permit. And that was 32,000 and some change that we needed to approve to get that done. So I need to ask if we want to move forward with that or if we want to try and figure it out on our own.
And basically, that's what it was, is they're gonna give us a,
They were gonna tell
Roadmap.
us what we needed to do to comply with the new MS4 requirements. I do know that myself and Kurt, which is our new circuit rider, spent about 2 hours on the phone with the University of Maryland Finance Center 2 weeks ago. And they are also providing us with a free service, provide us with the stuff that Dewberry is not. So the bottom line is, do we want to spend the money for Dewberry to help us get over that hump? Or do we want to see what the University of Maryland is going to do for us first?
Remind us of what the Dewberry expense was, what the. It didn't, I don't recall it being astronomical, but
It was $32,000.
yeah. Okay.
So, and when I talked to Jessica before she was on the meeting, she looked at what the University of Maryland Finance Center was going to do for us. And then what the county and everybody, other guidance was going to do for us. And what she has left is what her and her team planned on focusing on.
Mhm.
Now, they're also going to be working with the Finance Center when we do our community impact team. So it'll be Dewberry, University of Maryland Finance Center, and our team of people that volunteered to help us with this impact fee.
Have you talked to Julie about, it's a shame she got off.
She has a, and
Because this wasn't an anticipated expense in the budget. So that's $32,000 that we have to find somewhere else,
Yes.
right?
she says we have it. We just haven't had that opportunity to like say yes. Fine.
Do you think it's
Dewberry
worth
gonna
it?
fill in the gaps?
I think, yeah, they're gonna fill in the gaps.
That's what they're, I'm, to
And
be
from
honest,
what
we
I'm,
don't know what is needed.
from what I'm hearing is University of Maryland is going to be doing this.
Yes.
They're working with Dewberry and Dewberry's going to fill in the gaps of what this isn't happening, but it's also to make sure that we're going in the right direction for this MS4 permit.
Correct.
And the penalty is $5,000 a
Yeah,
day
day.
if we don't do this right.
Yes.
So the $32,000 might be money well spent.
Well, it said I believe it was 5,000 to 100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going with the,
Couple questions.
we can't even afford the low. Fine.
So, well, we say fill in the gaps. So if they're gonna want us to be prepared, then why is there gaps to be filled? Why don't they give us all the information about what we need to do to be prepared? Why don't they have that? And if the university's gonna be dealing with it, then I mean, I'm kind of,
University,
It's a good question.
it seems a little opportunistic.
So, yeah,
If they're working
University
together already
is
and we
not-
already deal with them all the
yeah.
time, why can't they work with us on something? Because you're already working on it. Now you're gonna fill in the gaps. Well, why can't the people that's gonna make us
Do this,
do this,
furnish.
give
Yeah.
us the daggone things we gotta do? That seems a little bit foolish that we're not getting the information from them. I mean, the
We haven't
officer
been-
tells me what I gotta do.
we have not been issued the permit yet, so there's nothing out yet.
There's nothing out, but they're saying this is, everybody knows what it's gonna be, so.
Do they? though?
do they
Didn't you
have
say
a-
that they have not formalized?
the final permit has, what we were waiting on was the state highway to come out with their part of the MS4 and what their requirements are gonna be for the impervious soil. So the state highway has been dragging their feet for 3 years, actually. It finally came out and now it is being pushed through the counties throughout the state of Maryland. Cecil County isn't even fully in line with what the new MS4 Phase 2 permit looks like yet. So it is, yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, they're throwing darts at balloons on a wall, thinking that that's what they're going down the road. But it doesn't necessarily mean that nobody knows exactly what's in the state. It won't happen until next year. The permit will not be issued to us till next year.
And then if we have these gaps, could the gaps change? And then now there's more money gotta go? Just asking devil's advocate.
Mhm.
And I'm not expecting you to have the answers. These are just things that we're all
No,
talking.
Oh, yeah.
brainstorming
Yeah.
thing. So
I mean, it's
Is-
all valid.
Is
It's all,
Dewberry
is.
gonna be
It's-
there to be the professional consultant for the stuff? 'Cause I don't think anybody here at this table knows what's gonna be needed.
Mm.
I've been through a few of the MS4. Actually, I've been through every one of them that the county has done. And there's a lot of things that we know we're going to have to do because of what the current MS4 permit looks like. And some of it is, shoreline restoration. Some of it is stormwater management. Some of it is changing the way we do our stormwater management period for builds. Right now it's 5,000 square feet. We have to reevaluate that. Could be way less than that, which means that people that are building houses much smaller than that or disturbing much smaller are going to have to put rain gardens in
Hmm.
or rain barrels to, they'll have
Hmm.
options. We don't know 100% what the rest of the Phase 2 looks like. Even the bigger towns right now that are already in MS4 world, like even Northeast is already in MS4. They're not in Phase 2 yet. They're trying to spend $5 million on redoing Peddler's Run that runs through their part of the town to get as many credits as they possibly can.
And that project has been going on for about 3 years now, 4 years.
I've seen the drawing. It's great.
It
The
looks
pipe
great.
dream, great.
I guess to Rob's point on there is, are we damned if we do and damned if we don't?
Or are we just gonna be able
it's-
to get up off the money once they know what's gotta be done?
well, yeah, that might be too late though.
Yeah,
Also,
is there
yeah, do we
Well,
wait
you
to
brought
pay
us
to
in
find out
in the 11th
if
hour?
we can pay later and fill in the gap that we don't know? But
It's that weird
yeah,
gray
well,
area.
a very smart
that they
and
need
successful person
on
once
board?
said, always have somebody to
I can
blame.
Actually have.
And
You have
if
one
we get
question.
all the information from experts, then we're not
Yep.
liable. That's,
Right.
it's an insurance policy.
I'm not gonna believe that.
I,
We're the town, we're gonna be liable. I can promise you that. We're gonna be liable. Now, we can say they should have, but they should have and could have.
We have
And I'm not
somebody-
saying they wouldn't. I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything bad about the company. I'm just saying that it seems like we're And we might be, and if we are, I'm in agreement with everybody wants to do, but
Are we,
they're saying we're giving them $32,000 for what? Filling gaps. What, they don't even know what gaps to fill in. And we don't even know what the heck we're doing, but we're gonna go ahead and give 32 grand to sit there in the kitty. and
No,
they can punch a top box and say, well,
we're
we did
paying
this.
for a scope of work
and
that
we
we
do
don't know
that.
what the scope is.
Bingo.
Yeah,
I can
Yeah.
write you a script of work and give it to me and put on my thumb all day. I mean, that's just one way of looking at it, and I might be looking at it the wrong way,
and the scope can always go up.
and it can change.
Scope can go
And then
up.
now we need another 40,000, and now we have 60,000. I want a scope.
Yeah,
and this is what
it's
it's
gonna
for
be.
them to guide us, what has to be done,
Because we gotta
It's
pay for
still
what has to be done.
that.
That's what I'm getting at.
We still have to do what they guide us.
In your and my
This is-
world, they're the general contractor. We're doing all the stuff.
It's-
We're paying the bills and getting it all done. All you're doing is, are they managing it, the whole process, or just like they said, the gaps that are missing?
They're gonna manage the gaps. They're also going to be with us with the University of Maryland side when we do our impact team, which we don't have anybody but one person that's volunteered to do that.
And we need 15.
We need like 6 at a minimum. We're soliciting the best we can, but you know, it's just like any other volunteer organization. We're failing miserably at it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be a town member?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why this last time I put out, this includes, and I put every neighborhood in there.
I mean, I don't care if they've been here a day or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just,
Yeah, is there a residential requirement? Can they live on one of these boats?
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're in town.
Yeah.
They're
Charlestown.
considered residents.
So it's kind of like how well you can juggle. If
For a
you can
citizen,
handle 3 juggle balls,
Yeah.
you're good. If they throw a 4th
For-
one in there, you might fumble. So
for a citizen advisory group, they have to be residents of the town because they are giving suggestions of what's going to be happening for the town.
We can't do it.
And we
All
can't
we
do
can
it.
do is listen.
We can listen. We are not even supposed to be part of the meeting.
Right.
I mean, I'm indifferent to whether we spend the money or not. But what I'm saying is, at some point, we're going to have somebody guide us more than what the University of Maryland grant is paying for.
Would you suggest that we hold off?
I can actually have Jessica on here for the December meeting if we have more questions. She
Okay.
said she would be happy after we talk tonight, come back in and fill in any type of answer it gets.
Because this is, like everybody's saying here, we are at a situation, we know it's coming.
Yep.
And it's similar with the auxiliary dwelling units that we know it's coming, but we don't have the full guidance. So, this has been dragging on for a year and a half now, that they keep telling us that it's coming, but they don't have, the state hasn't issued all the stuff.
I guess we could also find out, is there a drop dead time for them? Because
Well,
like you
and
said,
also it could get delayed
It
On
keeps
their
being
end.
delayed.
on
the-
their.
The Family Act, it was supposed to be last year. It's being pushed out to 2027.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know what's going on, that everything is backing
there's
up.
no sense in committing
And
to
if-
something we don't
and
even know when it's gonna be.
If I'm going to get paid something and I don't give you the exact scope of work, I can say, well, that was 15,000, that's 17,000. Now what's next?
Can you ask for the December meeting to have a scope of work?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that okay?
Well, if everybody else, I mean,
No, that's, it's,
No,
that's,
yeah.
I was thinking the same thing on there
I
that,
just want to
Okay.
be,
To have
Mhm.
her at the December
Richard's
meeting
point,
and
it'd be
to
nice to
talk
have-
about
Be
it.
fine with
because
that.
we know
Somebody-
nothing about it. They know something about it, but
Yeah.
also they don't even know what's coming down the pike yet. And if they do, they need to share it with us.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and I,
And
now you
even
really make
possibly
me
have
think
the
about it.
University of
But how do
Maryland.
they know any more than anybody else to be
Exactly.
the experts
So
to
then-
charge us?
Yeah,
Because they don't.
Oh,
I've sat in, I think, 4 meetings for this with the county in the last 6-7 months. And then there's a quarterly meeting on top of that, and every time they talk about, we think this is true, but we're
Yeah.
not sure this
Mhm.
is true, but we think it's gonna come out around Thanksgiving.
like the
but
goalpost keeps moving.
It really is. You know,
Cause I've been hearing about, oh, you're in it. But nothing,
But nobody knows
Mhm.
anything.
And like I said, we could be putting money aside for this during this time. We don't know what, if we have any money, I don't know. But putting something aside, putting up something aside, and then that way we're not totally blammed
Yeah.
when it comes, but have a proper
We know it's coming.
plan.
we
Yeah.
know it's coming and we did set aside money for this. So it's in that stormwater thing. So the money's there. It's just, and we haven't really touched it yet.
And another thing, I don't think, and you guys listen to me, you guys are quite crazy, but I don't think they're gonna say next September, here's the plan, and if you're not complying in 2 years, we're
$5,000
fining
a day.
you $100,000 a day. I mean,
It depends on how
How it's written.
nasty MDE wants to be. They can be very compliant and they can be very
MDE
nasty. I've had both sides of it.
When I have talked to Representative Hornsberger, I've been asking about things because federal government is easing, but Maryland's getting worse.
Mm.
So they're in control.
Now, while we're talking about this, I didn't get the chance. I sent it to most people about the valves and
Mhm.
stuff, the backflow
Yeah.
preventers and stuff. The University of Maryland's supposed to come to town and walk the town with me and discuss if we can do these things. It would help your street a lot. That bubbling, storm drain that floods Calvert Street all the time. It is, not Calvert, Conestoga, I'm sorry. And then the one that floods Larry's, parking lot
Mm.
every time we get a storm surge.
Yeah.
Could be prevented a lot.
I will tell you, talking about those flaps, when I went into work to re-sign my furlough letter, I was saying something about it because my boss, before she became the XO, she was in charge of that kind of stuff. There are two areas down at the base that has those flaps because of that reason, and it's like 100% difference by putting those
Yeah.
flaps in.
It will save a lot. I would say it would reduce those two areas for sure by 75, 80%. Not going to stop a major flood, but the storm surges that really don't flood anything except for when it comes back up our storm drains will save us all.
amen, brother Ben.
So we are in agreement to have Ken reach out to Dewberry and University of Maryland for
Yeah.
the December meeting and to have more discussion.
Mhm.
Because nobody knows. Possibly even Katie. I don't know
We
if
know.
Katie.
We don't.
Katie can reach out. I could probably have Katie on here too. She's always willing. I just got to give her enough notice, so she clears her calendar. Katie. For that matter, we're not getting weighed in this year
I didn't think we were.
on Delta 2027.
I didn't think so. I
We'll
think
be compliant maybe then.
planning and historic appointments.
So planning, I only have two people that volunteered. One was Robin Rowe that wants to stay on the board, and then the other one is Felicia Kennedy. We have Ken Confalone is stepping down.
Hmm.
So we have technically two vacancies and two volunteers.
At the meeting, I thanked him for all that he's done. He wants to
Yeah.
step down to being on the advisory.
Ethics, and maybe some advisory stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, he just said he needs to step back.
Hmm.
So
I reached out to two people. I'm waiting to hear something.
Have two people that volunteered for the historic. One was Debbie Harvey, and the other one was Mr. David Poole Jr. Just graduated college with a history major.
he is. I just want you to know, of knowing him and even talking to my son, he goes, "Oh my God, that's him."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he's 22, 23 years old.
And if you lived here a year, you're good?
On the appointments.
Well, these ones, no,
No,
just you guys. Is a year.
Everybody
Everyone
else,
As long as you're a town resident.
yeah.
What was the second person's name?
David Poole Jr.
So
Poole, P-O-O-L.
is there a motion for, because the planning committee, that expires this month? And, we won't have enough people for next month.
I'll make a motion to nominate Robin Rowe and Felicia Kennedy as new members of the Planning and Zoning.
Is there
I will second that motion.
any further discussion?
That was factually incorrect what I said, because Robin won't be new, but
She won't be
Felicia
new,
is.
correct.
Yeah, just, yeah.
I knew what you were saying.
way to correct yourself.
And there is a second, right?
Yes.
I seconded.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You'll
Somebody
sign
else has to do the other one, because I don't remember the names.
I got it. It's Debbie Harvey and David Poole Jr.
that. And before we go, how many vacancies do we have on this board?
The historic.
We have 4.
Oh, wow.
Well, is there anybody in there?
There's 3. There's 4 vacancies. There's 2 people that are current that have not reached out to me. They said they were still in. One of them I probably expect not to because she's a new mom, so it's kind of taking a lot of her time. Then there were already 2 vacancies from people that had stepped down years ago and they never filled.
I think 7.
It's a 7-panel board.
Wow.
We only had 5 members.
As long as, at the moment, I know we'd like to have that, as long as we have
Hey,
As long as we have.
an
I
odd number.
Yeah.
Odd number.
Hopefully it's not one.
And what were the names again?
It's Debbie Harvey
Debbie Harvey.
David Poole.
and David Poole.
Is there a motion?
I will motion for Debbie Harvey, David Poole for the historic movements. That committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Side note, because we're getting the big scanner in a couple weeks.
17th.
Okay. I talked to Ken Confalone at the zoning meeting. Because we don't want anything bad to happen to the Tory House. But I asked for him to talk about getting all the documents that are down there so that we can scan it. They are getting a webpage together, so we can work with them on getting all that stuff together. So,
That would be good, because they have there's a lot of stuff there. There's more stuff in the attic
Yes,
that people
heard.
don't know anything about.
I've
We
heard
leasing, buying.
Releasing.
leasing.
We got it for about 6 weeks for the same price as a month because there's a couple holidays booked in.
Could use it.
Kathy was bargain shopping.
You are
Good job.
on this. You go. Which will take care of all that, because right now, that's what that table is
Mhm.
the blueprint.
Just to put that, yeah.
Yeah.
Is all of them taken out of the boxes too? Okay,
Yeah. She's flattening on some of the
Get
time.
them flatter so that they can be.
yeah, so that's what that table is set up, so that we can, get them through the scanner.
Mhm.
Um,
How many pieces are we looking at? Like thousands? Hundreds?
Hundreds. anyway.
Hundreds at least. I
Hundreds
mean,
now.
over there's probably a good
we're also getting,
400 sheets of paper for as-built plans.
we're also getting the plans back from the county. They made a copy of it. They made ours laminate so that we have the laminate copy, and they're going to bring that back, but that way she's having a hard time getting it off of whatever digital program they have.
Yeah.
So it's gonna still have to be scanned, but at least now we'll have the laminate of that. The Avalon, right? Yeah, we found the
Are
laminate.
we scanning the laminate ones and will they scan?
It's kind of like a big smart board type thing.
So
This
moving
is a
forward,
flat scanner or a drum that you feed it.
I don't know.
the
yeah.
last time
It'll
I
be here
saw
on the
one that was
17th.
here from
Yeah.
them,
Flat.
it's like a,
3x4.
that you just,
Yeah, okay.
It'll be here Monday.
before we move on, do you want to look at these paint
Watches.
splotches? We have, for the
Do you have the color names for them?
residents
Over there.
that are
Uh,
new to this,
Yes.
we were going to be, painting and redoing the inside of town hall, and getting it more of the furniture that is space for the space, not big bulky furniture, because we are going digital, so a lot of the stuff we don't need anymore. But Richard went out and got some paint splotches, and there are squares here in town hall. So if you want to come to town hall, they are here. There's one out in the lobby, there's one and two on this wall. That's gonna be dealing with the color that is gonna be on the wainscoting and on the wall. I have my choice because I've been looking at it since I painted it. So, you took chips, right? Or did you not? Or you
No,
just
I
talked to your
didn't.
daughter?
No, I didn't because I looked over there where it is peeled back and saw what was there and decided not to go any further. And I just then I did an online AI search of office, what's the most pleasing color palettes, and it's neutrals, soft blues, soft greens, and grays, neutrals. And then I talked to my daughter that has a master's degree in architectural interior design, and she pushed me in the direction of what I found. And she says, that's all correct. And
And you went out and bought
Mhm,
the little containers to
mhm.
paint all this up. So, does anybody have an opinion?
I defer in all taste things to my wife. I don't pick colors, but
Well, she's not here.
Like the blue.
I am kind of like that. Or that. Well, now that.
Kimberly, Kathy, what do you guys think?
I like the blue.
We all like the blue and gray, or the blue and the slate blue.
My,
They're done.
my opinion, because I sat in here too, talking to everybody. That, you guys stuff, that's industrial,
Pretty much.
okay? That one's kind of nice, but this one, I'm even thinking this brings the old with the new. So we have the bottom of more of the colonial blue type. And then we have the cooler blue, which gives us our water-oriented community. That's what I was thinking. I know that doesn't mean.
And the green with the water. That's the color of the water.
Don't like it.
We get more seaweed so we can filter it. What's your thoughts, Richard?
Either one of those two. I actually, I like the sea foam, but yeah, that's just my opinion.
So,
I wanted to
more
like
modern.
that. I wanted to like
Yeah,
that,
it's more
but
modern.
it's,
It's not a.
yeah. The wall tone needs a tick more tone to give it a little bit more body, but,
so are we
Yeah.
gonna leave it up and about for some residents to come through and take a look before we decide this, or are we deciding this?
I'm not sure. It's the people that work in this building that
Yep.
I think are
True.
the people
They-
that
That's kind
should
of
have the
see it
most
A couple
opinions.
times a month,
People, yeah,
and then they're gonna see it
every day.
every day
And
for
what I'm
hours.
hearing,
And
it's
it's-
that.
Yeah,
Mhm. Okay,
which is fine. Yeah.
okay. The RFP you're working on, right? And you're gonna work with Rob.
Here,
We're not talking about money, how
Mhm.
much anything is, what we're budgeting, and because anybody can listen to this and whatever. Talking to Rob, we decided to make this separate RFPs. To have Haas do the bathroom,
Mhm.
D&D to do the
Mhm.
electric,
Mhm.
and then have a flooring company come in and get
Mhm.
the flooring. You're still going towards the laminate, right? Because
Yeah.
echo.
Well, I mean, I was gonna come in and I didn't get a chance to. I want to pull up the carpet and see what's
See what's
here.
underneath there.
See,
Or
see,
if it's a nice
see whether we
wood.
have to put underlayment down, because if it's, I would suspect it's probably old linoleum tile underneath here, but I don't know what they put on it.
I know the carpet was replaced right before I got on the board
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
So 2012.
I mean, because I do know what the budget is.
I know.
But so I would recommend it's about $1.59 a square foot. The vinyl strip flooring that is wood grained.
Yeah.
I have it in the apartment building over here, and it's been 6 years, and it
Through my house.
wears really, really well. $1.59 a square foot.
And you can get it that it is water.
Yeah, yeah,
So
the whole thing.
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so if we've got a good substrate underneath here, and if it's an old tile floor, that will work just fine as long as the tiles aren't loose. If they're loose, then we might have to do something, re-glue them or something, but I think we go right down over that. When you start getting into the click together stuff, I think in this space, it'll get a little clicky sounding when you
Right.
walk on it.
Right?
Yeah. So,
And we know it's not, we don't know what wood's underneath there.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
think it's hardwood. I mean,
Probably isn't, but I would, if for
Yeah.
some reason it were to come out that it was,
yeah.
then would that be an option to refinish the wood?
Well,
Go to that?
if we found something really special, maybe, I don't know.
I don't think we're gonna know
Yeah.
until we
Pull up a
get,
carpet.
Yeah,
Bill,
and,
Bobby, and the
and,
guys
and we
to
don't
pull it
know
up.
where things have been drilled and,
I know
you
there's
know,
a hole right there.
yeah, right, there's,
There's a
so,
whole
yeah,
here,
but-
too.
yeah, so I'll come over one day and the mat knife and
Like personal,
And
I like
Mm-hmm.
it.
pull up a
This is
corner and,
An historic building,
Probably pull up right here.
and it
Yeah.
would look amazing.
The carpet,
Mhm.
trims.
Now the vinyl's gonna wear better. The wood's gonna look, if it were real wood.
Oh, yeah,
It would
yeah.
be phenomenal. We need more
If
information.
anybody's out in the travels and we're coming into our lovely nor'easter season and the waves crashing and especially in the spring, we're looking for weathered planks to make shelves out of, duckies on.
Hmm.
Okay,
Up in here.
up in here. So if anybody is out, that's what we're looking for. I think we have 4 of them in here, I think,
I think it's true.
I know.
Or
Double.
equals.
that were out of the ice house.
So we don't need a, we only have monstrous piece of.
Oh, no. 6 2
Or have like 2
and 2.
2 and 2. So there we go. We know our colors. Christmas tree.
Yep. So Bobby and I have been talking, because all the Christmas trees that we had were in pretty bad repair. We have not ordered one for this year, because we couldn't find ones that we liked. So we are in agreement, as long as everybody else is in agreement, that we go get cut trees this year.
Okay.
You get one big one, it's like 14, 16 feet tall for our
Mhm.
centerpiece.
And then the
Yeah,
little one.
5 little ones for the kiddos to decorate.
Yeah, because the ones that we had, even the ants were in these other ones too. When we went down there, they were the old driftwood. And when we went down to Avalon, they were just full of ants.
Yeah.
Threw them out onto the deck. So agreement,
They were very thin trees.
yes,
They were,
yes. Hitters,
the littlest ones were. The one we had
Correct.
wasn't terrible.
no,
If that's not in good
I
repair.
think that's still, we still have that, one, right?
We have it.
Yeah.
It's bent all the snot, so.
Well,
It's
then
beef roast
it's not gonna
stuff.
look good if it's, yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
going to throw that away, all that
Yeah.
away.
That's all gonna go,
We're not hoarding it. That was one of the things that we did. We're not hoarding.
The other thing that Bobby brought up, and it's not gonna happen this year, but it's a great idea, is if we decide to get a live pine tree with a ball on it and plant it out there for our centerpiece.
Up in here.
And then it stays there forever. Just have to trim it.
Will they get bigger?
We'll get bigger.
Where would we put it? Because right now we use it at the stockade and that's not gonna be where it needs to be, but
We'd have to probably go right behind it a little bit toward, almost towards the end of where we just buried the time capsule.
okay.
We would have to get the exact spot, make it look right. I think that that's a viable option for the future.
Okay,
Probably gonna cost us a little penny when we get a good, nice live tree out there, but it'll save you money in the long run.
can I say it is refreshing that all of our staff is working together to come up with ideas for a town. I just want to say that. I do. I appreciate that.
As long as everybody's built to live trees, Bobby and I have an appointment on.
Gonna go.
You're gonna sneak into the woods somewhere, or you're gonna?
This is actually pretty funny. Did you know we have a pine forest that Charlestown actually owns?
Oh, no
Is it over
kidding.
there?
It's, if you go down where the sewer line is, where well two is, you go straight back. Everything to the right-hand side is all owned by Charlestown. There is a deliberately planted pine forest back there.
Really?
Only reason I know, I can see it from an aerial, but my son came in and he did his school project
Oh.
for his forestry degree on Charlestown's property this week.
And what
No,
kind,
no kidding.
what's the species?
I don't,
Pine tree.
he knows that, but it's a pine. I'll have to ask him for sure,
not
because
the-
he's gonna give us the report.
Because the white pines are those real
Yeah,
thin.
it's
That what just, yeah.
Yeah,
what-
it's not like
what-
a Fraser fir
That is
or a
cool
balsam.
though.
So, yeah, we have it. He says, ironically, there's a fence that runs right through it. So I was like, yeah, that's like 610 Baltimore's.
It's on our property. There are trees.
There are trees.
The price is right.
That's what I told Bobby. We don't find a tree that we like. Right, money
Now,
permit.
are you gonna write a permit for cutting the tree down though?
Oh my gosh.
If I have to, I will.
Oh,
Falls in the woods, state.
And how many trees do you have to plant? Because you.
I don't have to pay anything because that's outside the critical area.
oh.
Already looked at all that. So, yeah, that's what we filmed on Wednesday. I have that meeting at the library with Jake Day. I think it's 10 to 12. on
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I might.
Gonna be busy Wednesday, brother.
You're not gonna be working, so yeah.
I didn't know, but I might be able to go to that now. I know I asked you guys to go, but I might be able to.
Want to go? Say, Ken, I'm going. I'll go with Bobby, go get more trees. Actually, we got access to a tree farm before they let everybody else pick them. We can go in and tag our trees
Okay.
if we find ones with, so they won't be picked over.
Before we go to the next, Ken and I did go to the Department of Transportation tour. It's like their town hall. That the county and state were in the room together. So the projects that we've been asking for, because it takes forever. Start down here and as the money comes, because it took about 20 years to get the sidewalks put in. So not talking about maintenance. I know what people are saying on Facebook. This was nothing to do with maintenance. This is to keep the fact of our safety. Is to get the crosswalk over here at on 7 to cross here.
Right.
With exit 95 opening next year, there's going to be more traffic coming through here. So we really have to start thinking hard about this. And the other one is footlog. And as you know, we had somebody pass for being on the road, not on the bridge because it was raining during that time period, to elevate somehow that walking area where the bridge is so people do not leave the sidewalk, walk out on 267 and then come back on. And don't know but
Hmm.
probably is because it was raining hard that.
Mhm.
And there was somebody that had talked about on Facebook about, and this happens every 5 years. It's almost like when new families come to Charlestown Elementary, it comes up again, about having a turning lane up
Turn,
there.
yeah.
Okay. There's not enough space.
No room.
There's no room. Cause you have to have 10 feet for each lane, plus the
Well,
sidewalks that are
also-
there.
But also, you need one on both sides. You need a lane that people, because
Well,
it
if you have,
blocks both directions.
I'm talking about the center,
Yeah.
putting it on the center.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
okay,
okay.
so, but either way,
Yeah.
Ken went, and looked.
Hmm.
We haven't talked to the Department of Transportation.
Right.
There's not enough
Not enough space. Yeah.
because the sidewalk is here. We can't get rid of the sidewalk because the kids are walking from our
Yeah.
my neighborhood over here because the buses don't come there. So
Right.
we can't get rid of the sidewalk. And I understand, but it's also with some of the changes that they have done, it has gotten better and it's only for 30 minutes.
It's the
So
longest 30 minutes of your day,
Right.
though.
who says?
I've been
who says
stuck
it can't
there.
be done?
We haven't talked to the Department of Transportation. However, by the specs of what you have to do on the road, each lane has to be at least 10 feet.
It needs to be double
There is
wide.
not enough right away there to have that done.
We are gonna talk to the.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
I think the biggest challenge we have there is because our stormwater swell runs right down.
Yep.
Like there's
And
a
the sidewalk
2-foot
is on the other
ditch
side.
On the side of that road,
Yep.
so we would have to put a culvert pipe all the way down the side of the road,
Mhm.
pave over it. And
And then
then
you have
wipe
to
the
think-
sidewalk out, move that fence in another 10 feet.
And that's only if the county will allow that to happen because that's not town property
Right,
and that
it's
is
not.
not state property. There's
And
like a
that is-
whole many
Yeah,
different
I know,
factors there.
It's a juice worth.
For 30 minutes.
It's a pain.
And it's not because we're trying to make this that people don't get their feet wet, which was said on Facebook. It's more of the fact of it's a safety. And now we've had somebody pass away because of it.
Right.
So, I see it being more of a potential out here on 7,
Mhm.
especially with exit 95
Mhm.
opening up next year.
Mhm.
The traffic's gonna start.
Can't we put a sign up there that says no one from 95? down the street?
Yeah. Local delivery and yeah.
Local.
Charlestown residents only.
But we're gonna have to have at least blinking signs up there because they're gonna fly on that road. They're not going to do the 40 miles an hour. They're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And that's state road. But it's things we're gonna talk to them about.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to
Okay.
let you know, we
Mm.
talked,
Have you ever seen a state police officer on that one?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
In your rearview mirror?
Also talked to them
No,
about,
they sit in there sometimes on some of the,
State?
yeah, state.
also talked to them about broadband.
Mhm.
That's
And
going under. That's going under. That's the whole.
we're not going to go under Amtrak. That's never gonna happen. The county has it already on the bridge because there is a line that comes down here right next to the cemetery, comes down across here and goes towards school. It is the Board of Education's broadband. It's already in there,
Oh, well,
okay?
yeah.
So, they're getting us the information. Trouble is, my email went down. I
Yeah,
can't see
yeah.
anything, so I don't know if Ken is sent, not this Ken, Ken from the state has sent me anything.
Yeah.
We need to follow up with him. I can't,
Hmm.
I haven't received anything since the 5th. So, they said that there's names, I know the county has given me some names to contact because
Hmm.
they did it. There's a form to fill out. I knew it was there. I
Right,
just,
yeah.
there's always a form. There's always a form. Okay, so, hopefully we'll be following up with the broadband company to see what we're
Mm.
doing and where we are with that. But I just wanted to
Yeah.
bring up the speed on meeting.
Hmm.
Okay, the wreaths and the lighting.
Yeah, so Mostly it's Bobby's looking for the logistics on what everybody wants. The reeds, he has an idea of like every other pole that he can access those on. Full Springs obviously is its own beast because
We found
can't
out.
put the caps on top of any of them other than metal poles, and we only have
Is
two of
there
them.
a way, I know we talked about it last year, that we can have temporary poles to put like those wreaths up somewhere?
I have to look into it. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
In a
know.
tasteful way. I'm not
Right.
saying just,
Not like
I
steel
mean,
pole. but-
My idea way back when we had this problem the first time was, why can't we contact Delmarva and see how much it costs to replace those fiberglass poles with the metal poles that we can hang it on?
And do only
Yeah,
the one.
they-
this is
Sure, I can-
lessons learned, by the way. This is lessons learned.
The
that-
answer I got back was, well, it would be too much. I'm like, have you asked? Like those
Find
poles
out.
are like $1,000. That's
Mhm.
about it. So $1,000 for the pole, maybe another $500-600 to have it installed. Cause it's just an unbolt and bolt. I can't imagine it's like that god awful expensive. So I think not gonna happen this year, but I think maybe it'd be worth our effort to call Delmarva and say, can you replace these with metal?
Okay.
That way we can use our bonds. I don't know what we're gonna do this year. I do have two metal poles. One's all the way at the end of Cool Springs and one's at the park. We can put those nice bonnets on, but the rest
And
of,
going into Trinity, they have the big,
yeah. Or we can go
Lessons
over to Cool
learned.
Springs and
this is lessons learned, that when new
put a
development
pole out.
comes in,
They need to have metal poles.
they have to have metal,
to be
not
able to hold
fiberglass.
And wells, tower,
Yeah, yeah.
take care of as
But
well.
is there something you can substitute for, rather than a wreath, like tying a big bow?
I think we can do that for sure.
You know, because then that's just doing
Yeah,
it
get
on
red.
the existing pole.
Yeah.
Get
And-
red ribbon.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and actually there's a bunch of those kind have the wire and you could
Yeah.
just,
The florist wire that goes.
yeah, yeah.
Do
Then
we-
they're not left out and they have Christmas, but it's not, it's making what we have functional rather than
do
going
we need
without.
buy-in from our HOA or?
No,
I'm out for that. That's,
they don't own that.
the town pays the bills on those light poles, so.
And did you look at the picture I sent you? Of the reeds lit?
No, you didn't send that to me.
I did.
When? No, I'm
When
telling
you
you.
were having all that trouble with your phone, I didn't realize that.
Cause I was like, I didn't
That's
see
what the
anything.
reeds look like lit.
Oh, nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, if you send it to me
Bobby
by
says, I know I
email,
gave
no.
Tom one of those, he says like, what?
Yeah, now it's hanging in my basement on there. It took
Yes.
It's gonna
four,
be hanging in his front
I'm
door.
like, holy, what are you
it
talking
took
about?
4 sets of lights to do that. It
Mm.
took me 35 to do. So I don't know if they want these things lit.
It looks
Well,
nice.
how much does 4 sets of lights?
I think
Cost
they're $15
per reed.
a piece. So it's
Well,
So-
so we light them and then where we, and I'm asking them,
Then-
where we get the electricity from?
Well, there's
Some of
only
them-
certain poles that have
some of them already
outlets.
have. Like,
Some of them,
electricity.
Same with when we used to have the seashells. It's the same poles.
Yeah, so we can do that. Bobby has D&D Electric, looking into putting some sort of light fixture or power to each pole. Delmarva is kind of against putting outlets on poles now. I said, well, why can't we run an underground conduit and put a waterproof receptacle and a stem at the bottom of the pole when we would own it? You know, to think about that, so. Might be way too expensive, but it's something for him to give us, an estimate on, to say, yeah, I can do it. This is how much it's gonna cost. That was just a today discussion, so. That's as far as it's been.
Trust your guys' judgment. It's
I do.
my opinion that
I do, they come to me, what do you think? Let's brainstorm.
I
Figure it
agree. You guys are out there more. You can see it. Agree. To put the
Mhm.
wreaths up and so, whichever poles.
Mhm.
Well, my question is, do you want them lit?
It would be nice.
How many receptacle holes
He
are there?
probably
now?
said he thinks there's like 10. I'll verify that and get that answer. He says he believes there's 10 that still have power to them.
So they're up, are they down
They're at the boathouse.
at the boathouse?
Yeah.
We moved them this past year to the boathouse.
They're all the floor too.
And off the floor, they're not stacked like we had them that day. They're up on the
We've been busy.
rafters.
So we probably need minimum 40, maybe 50
Light string.
light strands.
You're straining them?
$600 then.
You tell me what kind of light you got and I'll order. I'll just,
I don't know if you can get them right now. That's the problem. I'll find out. I'll find out tomorrow if the guy has them,
okay.
because I might think about buying more myself. Because you just never have enough lights.
I like the way you think.
We also have to think of January and February, the county does whatever colors that we're doing. So we're gonna have to have whatever that is in the cemetery poles and all that. Did we have any idea?
There were a lot of lights depending on how long ago.
There is a lot of lights down there.
Yeah.
A
So we
lot.
have to check.
We have to see what works, what doesn't work, and how much power they already have. That Bobby
There,
seems to believe we do.
they're on the, if you're looking, when you walk in, you're straight. That whole shelf, like at this level,
Mhm.
is all light bulbs and all lights.
Yep, we were there.
Do we have a centerpiece for the wire out here across Market Street? Because, we had that little sort of basketball sized globe in the center and it was too minuscule. Do we have we thought about a bigger wreath? Because Northeast does they do those big wreaths hanging over the center of the street when you drive through town. We had a 5-foot wreath on that wire. You gotta check clearance and make sure trucks can get under it.
That's what I was thinking,
But,
the trash trucks and
if,
delivery trucks.
If we could put something a little bit bigger than that red globe, that would,
Okay. Uh, and then before Kim rolls into her, AC Schulte was here today. They did the video of the wells. They're going to come back and pump test them. And I should have a full report on what all
Nice.
3 is like.
Good.
Sweet.
And we have not received anything from Sims, correct?
It's not true. I mean, as far as you're talking about the underground radar, did you get that yet?
Mm-mm.
No. So we both got to training. She got more of it than I did because I was pulling up things, but she knows how to input things in there now. And
I'm waiting for a snow day. I take everything home.
it's right there. All that stuff has already been scanned.
Yep. I thought that. This is part of the information that's gonna go into program. This has receipts, which plots were done. This has who got what when.
Yeah.
But this is stuff that can go into that program. There is drawing on who is where. Cemetery report, is that what she gave us?
It's on my desk.
For the slave cemetery, I really think we're gonna have to work with the state and see some historic, see what records are out there for that. Cause I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot. I don't know. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. It's all you.
So I have the employee handbook here. I'm gonna give one out to each of you, just to kind of look over, review, input. You can red pen it for me. As we're going through these things, I'm trying to gain access as the plan administrator and, you know, learning what we have, and that all takes time. What, you know, what we currently have as far as insurance, and then making those adjustments. So, what's in here, some of it, like for the, let's just say the emergency plan, we have that it's in here. It's not going to be specific. We can always, you know, amend it or update it as needed, but this is pretty much what it's going to be. So I have one for each of you.
Thank you.
This is bedtime reading.
Yeah. Night time. I know Renee, you have a plan, but everyone. Well, you're welcome.
I have.
So that should be most of everything that we've updated, and then I've, you know, come to you guys with. And
Where's the pictures?
No picture.
The pictures.
Also, what we've also, after we come to this and, it goes to legit, get the legal review on it. We're hoping that, well, one, each employee will get one, but it also, we're hoping to get it on an app. That when they're putting their time in, this is just a drop down thing that they can pull this.
Right, yeah, good.
I know the spacing may be kind of off with everything, but
Don't worry about it.
yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
the final
fix all
edit.
that. Correct. But this should bring us up to,
Way ahead than what we were.
yeah, this century with everything, trying to modernize our rules from 2008. I think that was the last version, right?
Yeah,
It's,
So-
1708, what?
But Renee has done like a, like, actually kind of went page by page. Right? And looked over everything. The one that's highlighted is what we're still kind of going over, because that has some newer policies, the short-term and long-term disability, which we're still reviewing, but that's what I discussed with you as of the last meeting with the short-term and long-term.
And that's what we talked about at the last meeting, but that
Correct.
now has changed somewhat.
somewhat.
Correct.
Yeah,
I looked it up.
What's the policy for the men if their wives has a baby?
It's paternity leave.
Like paternity leave.
I think that's mandated by the state.
Yep.
Now.
It is.
But there's a policy, but there's different policies.
Yeah,
Planning something.
No, it came up at work.
It's paternity leave, but it's also under the FMLA, which is part of the Family Act. It's of the state of Maryland. That's what it is. Which paternity leave, if you're out on surgery or you're taking care of a dependent or if a family member, it all falls under that FMLA.
Yeah.
Correct.
the
Does
state
that help?
calls it
Yes.
Different. The state calls it FMLA, which is Family Medical Leave Act Insurance. So Family Medical Leave Act is just say we're protecting your job for this many weeks while you're out sick, and then your insurance pays you. They combine both of them, make it really complicated.
Right.
Yes. And they're not done messing with it
I
yet.
don't think you can do one without, like, if you have short-term, you have to utilize your short-term.
Okay, that's not it. Hang on. One sec. I did look this up. I did send it to you guys.
yeah, I saw.
No, this is something different. Yes, a municipality can use existing short-term and long-term disability that we do not have to go into the
To
state
that
plan.
pool.
Okay, that plans to meet its, family obligations, but only if the private plan provides benefits that are equal or greater to the state plan. And we also have to submit it to the state to have it approved. So it's not like we can go, we have this, okay, so, but I agree with what you said when I read it before sending it to you. It's 90%, it's not 80%.
Do we end up telling the insurance company to pack sand
I want to.
on that bill?
She's still researching other options right
Mhm.
now.
I'm talking about we're the one that tried to
I
charge.
know, and that's what she is.
I don't want to be
We
with
have
them
not-
anymore because of that.
Mm-hmm.
We have not
personally.
paid them. That's what you're asking.
Yeah, do not pay them a dime.
It's
But it's
weird
an automatic
because,
withdrawal, so
We
No, we
stopped
can
the
block
automatic
it.
withdrawal.
yeah,
Don't pay them.
Can you
don't pay
do
them.
Yes.
stop the automatic.
You can stop an AC.
hmm
Do is call the bank.
Absolutely.
it'll stop it from coming out.
Up in here.
There's different companies that do it. But I think when you're calling them, saying, look, we're trying to do this for the Family Act,
hmm
and see if that helps get it moved, that we needed to be at 90% with whatever our average salary is.
Okay.
I think that is the best way to do it.
hmm
I sat in that MML class last year. That was so confusing. One, and they were pushing hard for all of us to become part of the co-op. And I'm like, that seems like a lot of money. So I think we can do it at a cheaper rate. Short term, long term,
Hmm.
the reason it's so cheap is people don't use it.
Yeah,
So if they're collecting it, it's
By and
not like
large, yeah.
something that's not happening. But I understand the reasoning for it. It's just the fact of we only have the short term, that's only for 6 weeks. And then it would go into the long term so they could get the full 12 if needed.
right.
Well, short term is 12, then it rolls over to the
I
long
was
term,
told it
90 days.
6. Maybe that was a long time ago when I used it. When I was,
Short term isn't 6 months?
Mm-mm.
No, it's
In my company it was before 6
We're
months and then. it
we're 6
was
months.
one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it can be per the company.
Yeah, whatever we choose.
hmm
I think it has to be a minimum of 12 weeks. That's what.
I mean, I don't want anybody out for any time. Saying.
Yeah. Which that sounds right because they pay less with short term than they do for long term.
We're paying that, the town.
Yeah.
Correct.
because it's.
Can they- But
It's not.
it wasn't, I was like, can they up it? Gonna go up to that higher level.
I think what they were saying was I think it was 70 was the highest that they would go for that. Paying the 70%.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're at 65%.
Yeah, the problem we have, that we have to meet 65% of what the state average is on money. So right now, the state employee makes an average of $78,000 a year. So if you make less than $78,000, we have to pay them 90% of what their wages are because they're less than 65%. If you're over, so if you make more than $78,000 a year, we have to pay 90% up to the first 65% of the money. And then we have to pay 50% from anything over that 90%. So it comes out literally to like $1,200 a week is what we would have to cover to meet that requirement for everybody that currently works in Charlestown. That doesn't mean that a maintenance worker is going to get $1,200 a week. It means that
It's whatever
in
the
order
salary
to
is.
make
Mhm.
all of us equal in the eyes of the state, we would have to cap it at $1,200. And if somebody suddenly makes a lot more money, then we would have to reevaluate that top number.
Seems like an odd way to,
It's a
Measure it.
It is a really messed up mathematical.
because it doesn't
equation.
allow for size
They
differences.
went-
It's based on
These
large
committees-
versus,
These committees,
Yeah,
because I
some
sat
stuff.
in the class,
I
I
think
sat,
they're trying to force all these small municipalities in the.
to go into the state
co-op.
pool.
they
right?
need us
Yeah.
all in the co-op.
It's free money.
Mhm.
They want to invest that money in something.
I do
else.
not want to be, the whole time I was listening to it, that it was a state-run thing.
Is the state self-insured?
Yes, but think about it. If we put it all into the state thing, and I listened to the class, and they were talking about it didn't work in these states, but it worked over here, it's because they weren't managing the money. So if you don't have people putting money into it all the time, and then you have a whole bunch of people
Hmm.
I know there's a bunch of businesses that all go together and
Hmm.
get insurance. They basically all pay in a pot and they're all insured.
Mhm.
I would much rather not send money
To the
to whether
state,
the federal or the state, for them to manage it,
correct.
because they don't do a good job.
And it wasn't cheap. The state plan is not cheap. And
Hmm.
then there's this other,
Yeah, that's why we just shut the government.
there's this
Okay.
other one that is an independent co-op that, like, I know Cecil County's part of, but they're a bigger entity than what we are. And they were pushing for us to either pick one or the other. And I'm like, there's gotta be a cheaper way to do it.
I mean, here's the other option. This is gonna sound really off the wall bizarre. We self-insure ourselves with that. Somebody goes out on short-term disability, just say, I wanna pay you your paycheck up to 90% while you're off.
Would we have to have that into like a
We probably have to set up some sort of
Like an
escrow
escrow
account.
escrow account?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And if that's an option,
It's an option worth pursuing. It might not be allowed, but it's worth pursuing.
Mhm.
Now, do they go to their doctor or do they go to a doctor we say?
Well, if it's workers' comp, I think we get to dictate it.
the workman's comp, yes. If it's
their
not, then it's
doctor,
their doctor.
You know,
Because if it's, and think about it, we're gonna tell them where they go to have their baby?
Think about this. Just say Johnny is driving a truck, gets out, trips, hurts his leg. Johnny's been okayed by all kinds of doctors, but his doctor says no, so Johnny's still going 9 months into
Is this workman's comp or not?
his workers' comp.
yeah, so we
That's
get to
different.
think to our,
Yeah, that's different. And that's in a different pot of money anyway.
yeah. Like I said, and like, I've been here just about 2 years. How many FMLA or short-term disability cases have we paid out?
Workman's
Zero.
comp
In
would
2
not
years,
be
zero.
part of
That's
this.
pretty-
Workman's
Yeah.
comp would actually be going through workman's comp and we would have an agent dealing with that. That answers your question. This is more of a family thing
So
or.
I'm gonna ask this. If you are self-insured and then you have ratings, I don't know, probably wouldn't that happen to a town? Taken as a contractor. And it's not
This-
just an employee. So yeah, it's different.
This
I
is
understand
not,
what you're saying.
this is not workman's comp.
Yeah,
This is that if somebody went out and had a baby or,
Well, they hurt themselves playing
Or hurt.
basketball and
an illness, that they have to have a minor surgery, that they're gonna be out for a while, like knee replacement or something, has nothing to do with work. They're gonna be back.
And then I haven't even looked at, does Legit offer anything like that? I mean, they are a local government insurance trust, for gosh sake. We're pretty much self-insured on our vehicle.
Asked if they,
It's worth looking into them also.
yeah,
Mhm. I put a call into them, but I'm waiting for a call back. I left a message.
you have to be persistent
They
with
are,
them.
they're
Yeah.
pretty. Now, I was pretty good with them because I sent some sort of email that I think got somebody mad. And they called me.
Mm.
I had to go to MML and say,
I'm
hello,
good at that.
no one, has responded, and I was doing it like every week.
Yeah.
Nobody respond, nobody respond, nobody respond. And, all of a sudden, couple of the head guys was standing at the table. I had an email within an hour.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to do that every time. I do not want to have to go to MML to go to their table and say, why can't I get a response back?
Just find the right person to yell at and you'll yell right back.
I got it forward back on flights. I do, they're $16 a thing. Thinks he has.
Do it.
She's got my card right. She's got to buy
Yeah.
donuts with Santa.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is Sunday, from
Sunday?
12 to 3. Donuts with Santa. Mhm.
12 to 3.
It's this Sunday?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, so somebody's needs to come and get that chair then.
We
Yes.
have the note.
Is there a
I
date
already
that's
told
better?
you, we had to get the chair.
Yeah.
I took the social media class. You're taking it in 2 days.
Mhm.
It was very good. Sam was a elected official for a small town.
Mm.
but he also did social media, social presence for MGM, a couple major sports teams. So he's had,
Yeah.
but he's basically saying, and Mr. Beast. He was actually the main person for Mr. Beast there for a while too. So I don't know if you know who Mr. Beast is, but he's like, he's out there. There's only 6 of us on there. We were the first class. There's only 2 of us that were really talking. My main thing was, what do we need to do? Because, and he said, he's actually going to be looking at what we have and he's going to be giving us information. Kim's going to reach out to him and say, I can't get my email. So he might have wrote it back, but we'll get there. It's trial and error. I told him like our age, like a medium age. He is telling us for the most part to use YouTube and Instagram. Yes, Facebook, because we have the older ones, and stop doing what we're doing with that. Instead of doing like people use, other towns use Canva to make up flyers and stuff. Stop. Don't do it. Take short videos. And work our way up from that. CapCut, he told us to get the subscription.
Okay.
CapCut has, we can have 2 people on, so it's like about like a 1.5 price, still not $25 for 2 people. CapCut, we can actually edit short videos to be condensed. We can also put it into their system to say, make this a 30-second video or a 1-minute video for Facebook, or make it a 1-minute video for here, and it'll condense it and we can do all that kind of stuff. I did play with it and put it up. That one that we couldn't do the video for, the one that there was some
Oh, yeah, there was some fun on it.
that was fun on that one.
Oh, that one.
Okay. I have figured out how to change an MP3 to MP4. I uploaded that video onto YouTube. Before I came over here, I looked at the views. It's slow, but people are looking at it. The one that has the most is the cemetery.
Well,
I'll keep pushing it out there like once a month. Go over and like it. We only have 3 likes. One of them is me personally, so that I can save it, look at it. We're still working with some things. Some of the videos are gone. We don't have them, but we still meet compliance because we have minutes.
Yeah.
And we have the agenda.
Right.
But some of it is gone. Some of the videos, a lot of the videos are gone. It's just audio.
Right.
So I have a feeling the videos were put up into Vimeo or whatever it was. And they're gone. Because we weren't paying the $25 and it's gone. So
We didn't know.
we didn't know. But it's okay. Moving forward. I just wanted to let you know, once she takes the class, once Kim takes the class, we'll sit and talk a little bit about, it is a 3-hour class. So, go from there. Ken, do you have anything else?
No.
Kathy?
CLI luncheon is coming up. Do you want to go?
No, because I don't know what's going on. We're gonna go back next week and I have to be careful what, what I'm doing. Looks like this is gonna be out till the 22nd, so, 21st or 22nd of January, so we'll now gonna go back to the house. Rob,
When do you want to get together with the RFPs? You're basically going to have to tell me.
Yeah, I'll let you know that one day next week.
Send me a text,
Okay.
email, punch me, whatever.
That's cool. I haven't touched anybody else.
Renee. Kim and I were up at Avalon Building today. The ramps and the deck are fantastic. I really did a nice job on that.
I was up there. It looks very nice. water's not going into the building, under the building anymore.
Mm.
Do we know about the beam underneath yet?
Poppy and I are gonna work on that this winter,
Okay, all right,
so.
Kim,
I don't think so.
Working on the lights. He doesn't take a credit card.
Oh, let's
We're
say
about
it's
to do
in
a
my
check.
thing.
we'll get a check signed.
I'll figure out.
Well, I jumped ahead when Annette was here and talked about the sign. That was the business I was supposed to bring up today. But also, we have some content for you to post on Facebook. We took a group photo of the ceremony out here the other night and put it in the thing.
Oh,
So,
did you?
yeah, put it in so that they could see people standing there. And
I'm having trouble
yes,
downloading stuff
Um,
because this,
Smaller.
it's,
Kathy has it. So, yeah,
it's an iPhone to here and it's being weird.
yeah. So,
Doesn't like it.
oh, so she can't send it to you and,
She can, yours is not an iPhone, right? Yours is just.
You sent that, you sent it as a folder. I can open the folder, but when I go to click to download, it just
Yeah,
goes,
that's funny.
It's psych.
I'll send them all, if I send them all individually, they'll come through.
yes,
When I try to send them more than like 4 or 5.
but that would be a good thing to post.
yeah.
It's an iPhone.
There were probably about 20 people, maybe. Was it
Yeah.
20 maybe?
About that.
I did write a letter.
Yeah, I
So did I. So did Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
wrote a
included
letter
my
to the
business card,
future
too.
president of the town.
I put my business card in it too.
Yeah.
She put mine there too.
yeah.
So, you're good. Is anybody still on?
No, it's just us.
Okay.
Alright.
Motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Second,
I second that emotion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you and see everybody next month.
Peace
All
out,
night.
Lord.